UFC Fight Night, Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi went down on Saturday night, and honestly, this card was pretty fucking good. As always with these Apex cards, they do tend to deliver. Not the most name value, usually it's just a top-heavy main event, but the whole card was solid, lots of finishes, couple of upsets, couple of stinkers on the card. But in this video, I'm going to go through every fight on the card, break each fight down, and tell you who I think each guy should take on next. We're going to go straight into the main event. Top to bottom here, Manel Kape versus Kyoji Horiguchi, and as expected, Manel Kape got the knockout against Horiguchi. Horiguchi was dictating the pace of the fight, 2-0, up both rounds until Manel Kape caught him in the pocket. I mean, just look at those succulent jugs he has. Horiguchi did very well. Round one started off smart, staying at range, low kicks, body kicks, just not crashing into the pocket with Manel Kape. He did do it towards the end, got stunned, and that is where I knew I was for sure correct that Manel Kape would find the chin eventually. You know, the first exchange in the pocket, he wobbled Horiguchi, had him backed up bad. I'm not calling Horiguchi chinny. Manel Kape just has extremely large amounts of power, and he's gonna. I don't think many guys are gonna beat him in this division. He's got incredible power. You're gonna either have to wrestle fuck him like Makayev did, or you're gonna have to knock him out on the feet. It's quite hard to outpoint Manel Kape, maybe in a 3-rounder, but in a title fight, it's gonna be hard. But round two was a very good round for Horiguchi. Manel Kape slipped. I think he checked the low kick that sort of hurt Manel Kape. He fell to his back. Horiguchi jumped on him, saw the round out, lots of control time, easily won round two. You see Manel Kape landed nothing. And yeah, Horiguchi ran the second round, and round three started. He was doing well again, popping in with a body kick, 1-2s down the middle, and then collided in the pocket through an overhand as Mike Brown was in the corner doing all that, trying to tell him to spam the overhand. Through the jab, Manel Kape slipped it as the overhand came, landed a check right hook, stumbled Horiguchi, dropped him, landed some ground and pound, and got the TKO win. You call it an early stoppage, it wasn't really. He was going to go cold. The last shot where Horiguchi jumped up like that, he was going to go cold. So it was a good stoppage from the ref to not see the Gooch go cold. But Manel Kape, he's very fucking powerful. The second he connects cleanly on a chin with a counter shot, he's going to put you down. To be honest, he needs to fight for the belt. He deserves it. Number 2 in the world, just beating Royval and Horiguchi now. You can't say he's got no elite wins. You could have said that before the Royval fight, but now he's beating top guys of the division. Give him the title fight that he deserves. I think he should wait for the Pantoja versus Van winner. If he wants to take another fight, that'd be incredible. But I don't think he should. He deserves to sit out and wait, take on the winner of Van and Pantoja. And for Horiguchi, he's still a top guy in this division in a 3-rounder. He was on his way to winning a 29-28 if he didn't get knocked out. Elite fighter in this division. He just lacks that power. And fighting guys with KO power like Manel Kape, you're probably going to fall short in a 5-rounder. But he's still elite, and I'd like to see him take on either the loser of Kavanagh versus Royval. That'd be a good fight. Main event of a fight night, 3-rounder on a main card. Or Tatsuro Taira, main event in Japan. I don't know if they'd do that because he's killing off a Japanese prospect, but they could sell out a huge arena in Japan with them two main eventing. But yeah, I think the Kavanagh versus Royval is a more realistic guy at the top of the division, coming off of a loss, just like Horiguchi. Then the winner can look to fight a loser of a big matchup like a Van, a Kape, Pantoja, even if he's still there. So yeah, that is what I would do with Kape versus Horiguchi. Kape's incredible knockout artist. Technically, he's not the best, but with hands like that, there's not many guys you're going to lose to in this division. Sucks to see for Horiguchi, but Manel Kape got it done and rightly has earned his title fight. Maybe USADA or whoever in charge. I think they're gone now. Just have a little check of why his breasts are so big. That's a side effect of roids. You see Horiguchi flat chest, lean and mean, muscle on show, but Manel Kape's just straight tits. But can't take away from his power unless he's taking roids to make it more powerful. Then he wasn't getting knockouts before, but fair play to Kape. You got to stop coping and finally give him the title fight. He deserves it. Co-main event was Navajo Sterling versus Ion Cutelaba. I picked Navajo Sterling. I thought he was going to win a decision, and honestly, I was a bit worried. That first round, Cutelaba very good as always, incredible grappler, very strong. Just look at the physique and the back muscles. Nearly caught Navajo Sterling in a guillotine at the start of the round. Very tight in the backed him up in the clinch, standing guillotine, pulled it, Navajo Sterling, as I said in the predictions video, is a great grappler. He may not defend the takedowns, but he can sprawl and get out of tricky positions like he did multiple times in this fight. Very impressive performance. Kutalaba nearly had the guillotine like he did to Umar Sy, and that is the difference between Navajo Sterling and these other prospects like Umar Sy. I highly rate Navajo Sterling. I don't think he's going to win the belt, but I think he's going to be ranked and fight some top guys in this division. Great defensive grappler, whereas, Umar Sy just quit basically. And talking of quitting, arguably Kutalaba quit. But he looked very good, Navajo Sterling. A bit questionable trying to take down Kutalaba, but Kutalaba's a good grappler, was getting in with some nice trips, sweeps. But as expected, Navajo Sterling calm and composed on the feet, popping the jab, the body shots, and the knees. The knee in round two rocked Kutalaba bad. That probably caused the quitting of Kutalaba. We've seen that guy's post on Twitter where he's fucking telling Kutalaba and his kids to that isn't right. Kutalaba, he's a crafty guy, and for sure is an elite, not elite, he's a top light heavyweight in this division that needs to be there to fraud check these prospects. I wouldn't go giving him title elimination, what the fuck am I on about? Top contenders. Just give him the prospects to fraud check. That's kind of what he's there for. I think he's accepted that role in the division. He's never going to be a champ or nothing. But who knows if he goes on a win streak. But Navajo Sterling dispatched him pretty easily here. Defended the takedowns, outstruck him, and transitioned the sweep from Kutalaba in round two, landed up on top. Kutalaba just curled up into a ball. Navajo Sterling was standing over him, landing ground and pound. Arguably he quit. I don't know if he quit. The knees to the body kind of fucked him up bad. Maybe he kind of has a poker face where he doesn't show it, unlike other guys, JDM, etc. Fuck's sake, JDM. But yeah, good performance from Sterling. A big, big test, and I don't think he should get a top 15 guy. However, they are going to do a massive rankings change, and if it is controversial, I might do a video on it. But I think he should stay outside of the rankings. He's only young. Build him up. And I think he should take on another crafty vet outside of the rankings. Not Julius Walker. What's his fucking name? What's his name? Dustin Jacoby. Dustin Jacoby outside the rankings. A top crafty guy, a top crafty striker. If he can knock out him or win a decision, then I think he's ready for the top 15 guys. This division is going to look a hell of a lot different. We've got a lot of guys moving up, moving down. He could get a highly ranked guy here with a win over another crafty contender outside the rankings, or they could just chuck him in there with Alonzo Menefield. But I kind of think they're going to give that to Baraneski. But who knows? Both guys, there's a lot of prospects and a lot of guys in the rankings that don't fight. So there's going to be a massive change in the rankings soon. But I think he needs to stack up the wins outside the rankings. Bar the Kutalaba win, he hasn't really got a good win. Bruno Lopez, Taco Tokos, Bellato, guys like that. That's not really ranked worthy wins. Kutalaba is a good performance, but I think he needs one more, like against like a Julius. I keep saying Julius Walker, Dustin Jacoby. Yeah, Dustin Jacoby, or they could chuck him in with Menehill. But I think he should take on Dustin Jacoby. And for Ion Kutalaba, I think you give him Abdul Rahman Yakayev if he disposes of Julius Walker. That's what I was on about Julius Walker. If he beats Julius Walker, he's the crafty guy that you've got to beat to prove you're rank worthy. And I think that's what they need to keep doing. Give him these prospects like Yakayev, guys like that come off wins to see if they're elite or not. Next, we had Haider Emil versus Christian Rodriguez, and it's safe to say Haider Emil is finished at the top of the UFC featherweight division. He can't take the shots anymore. Like, one jab from C-Rod had his face looking like Ilya Taporia versus Justin Gaethje in that first round, immediate bruising on the eye. And Christian Rodriguez isn't known for his striking. He got brutally outstruck by C-Rod. The pop has gone from Emil's shots. The chin is gone. He was crashing into the pocket there and getting outstruck, wobbling all over the place from Christian Rodriguez. Now, Jose Delgado has really killed this man. Jamal Emmers exposed his grappling, and C-Rod mixed it both in here. Exposed his crashing into the pocket and his grappling weakness. C-Rod got him down. Although there's improvements in the grappling, he can't take the shots anymore. And if you got a style like Haider Emil, where you're looking to crash into the pocket, knock guys out like that, if you can't take the shots, your style is useless, and he needs to switch up his game plan, the way he fights, his fight style. And I think in a 3-fight losing streak, he's got knocked out in the first round twice and smudged. Like, you can't lose in worse ways. At least he didn't get submitted, but his style doesn't work anymore. He was crashing into the... Christian Rodriguez made it obvious. He threw that high kick as he crashed in about 6 times. Haider Emil didn't put his left hand up, ran straight into the high kick. I mean, he didn't get knocked out, but he would have. Smashed his head straight on the octagon floor. Rodriguez locked up the guillotine. The fight could have been stopped after the head kick, but got the submission win, technically got a knockout and a submission. Incredible performance, and that is the best we've ever seen Christian Rodriguez look good on the feet with the jab and the 1-2. Wasn't just, at the start I was like, oh, he was chasing after the leg of Hyder Emil, and Emil got away, and I was like, oh, are we going to see Rodriguez try and smudge him and get knocked out, shooting for the takedown? But no, he looked much improved, calm and calculated on the feet, just throwing the jab as Emil crashed in, piecing him up every time, setting up the high kick. Emil just ran straight into it, knocked him out, got the guillotine. And for Christian Rodriguez next, I don't think you do nothing crazy. I think you put him on that Paris card in September against one of William Gomez or Morgan Charrier at the top of the division. Let's not go crazy here. Christian Rodriguez isn't all that still. Impressive win. If he needs to, not he's on a 2-fight losing streak before this. He needs to go out there, get some good wins, get some good comp before we start saying top 15. Julian Erosa, yeah, he lost to Julian Erosa. Philly, I think he lost as well, and Melchizedek Costa. So this is a good start for his rebuild. I think he needs to go out there, enemy territory against a good featherweight. William Gomez, that'd be a good fight. He's just been out grappled by Pat Sabatini. I'm not too high on Christian Rodriguez, but that was a very good performance. Looked very good. Yeah. And for Hyder Emil, I think, we have to reset the Hyder Emil. He needs to take some time off, come back against the bottom of the barrel featherweight, like a Jose Delano. Just beat Robert Rechala pretty boringly. Not much pop. I don't know if he's a good grappler or not. That'd be a good fight. Just give Hyder Emil someone at the bottom of the division, and Searod someone mid to on the verge of the rankings. I think William Gomez would be a good fight. He's coming off of a couple of losses now. Rodriguez is coming off of some losses and a good win. That'd be a good matchup to see where they both stand in the featherweight division. Next up was Melksik Bagdasaryan versus Murtazali Magomedov, and I'll put my hands up. I was wrong. I thought Murtazali Magomedov was a can crusher, and I still stand on it. Watch his regional scene fights, he looked like dog shit, but he's got great finishing instincts, knockout on the Contender Series, a great submission win here, a Scottish twister, first ever in UFC history. But Melksik Bagdasaryan was looking good for the 40 seconds this fight went before he got took down, piecing him up with the body shots, but there's nothing to say on the feet. He had him backed up, nice little 2 body combos he landed, then Magomedov threw one back, backed Bagdasaryan up, shot a takedown. Bagdasaryan defended it, slipped, then Magomedov got on top of him against the cage, took the back very quickly, locked up the rear naked choke. Bagdasaryan defended it, the body triangle was there, transitioned to the twister, and submitted Bagdasaryan. And fair play, I was wrong. But let's be honest, maybe I should have gone with him here. I just didn't think he was that good. I thought Bagdasaryan was a good striker, and he was. He was technically winning the one striking exchange that had he won that. But the takedown threat is always there. Bagdasaryan isn't a good grappler. Magomedov is a much better grappler. Submitted him. He's got good finishing ability. I don't think he's all that though on the feet, and I'm still not that high on the train. I'm going to stand on it. I'm not going to switch up. I still don't think he's that good, but an impressive win against Bagdasaryan. But that doesn't prove much. It does. I'm hating now. A very good win, but let's not go too crazy. Give him Jordan Levitt next, a good grappler. Just lost to Brito, just got guillotined, didn't look good. That'd be a good stepping stone. I don't think he's not bottom of the barrel. I take it back. He's a good fighter, but he needs to a couple of mid guys in this division. Jordan Levitt is a good stepping stone. Zero striking threat. Probably going to take place on the ground. Lots of transitions, lots of sweeps. That'd be a good fight. And for Melksik Bagdasaryan, I think he's going to get fed to a prospect. The UFC are done with him. I think they're going to feed him to a guy like Mauricio Barbosa, who just knocked out, what's his name? Brahim Adjamon, is that his name? Something like that. On that Vancouver card, on that Winnipeg card, he looks like a good striker in the featherweight division. Or they could, give him a bottom of the barrel guy, build him up like an Arosa or something. But I think they're done with Bagdasaryan. He's inactive. They fed him to John Silva. They fed him to Magomedov. And I think they're going to feed him to Mauricio Barbosa. Then probably get slimed out and get cut from the UFC. He's a good striker, but his grappling defense is dog shit. He can't grapple. Always injured. Not great. But Magomedov, I take it back. Good performance. Fair play. Give him Jordan Levitt. Opening up the main card, we had Andre Fili versus Vinicius Oliveira, and as expected, I picked it. Vinicius Oliveira knocked out Andre Fili. It was competitive, but Vinicius Oliveira took over as the fight went on. He's more powerful, better finishing ability. Andre Fili's kind of a crafty vet. He's solid on the feet, he's solid in the ground, but he's not got the knockout threat. He's pretty durable, But if he's fighting a fast KO artist or submission threat, he's probably going to get finished. And Vinicius Oliveira isn't a good striker. However, dodgy first round, the low kick check. He's very heavy on that lead leg. Lots of low kicks. He's very kick heavy. Philly checked a couple of them, and had him stumbling back up. Had him stumbling backwards, hurt his foot. The body kick from Andre Philly rocked him bad. But that's a big weakness. He cut all that weight, and now we're expecting he'll be fit, real durable. Andre Philly fucked him up with that body kick. Had him jumping around like Piotr Jan did to Marab, screaming. Zero poker face. He's got that JDM poker face, but Andrew Philly hasn't got that finishing ability, and that's where I think if he fights someone higher in the division, don't get me wrong, he's a great striker. You see what he did in that second round. Stop charging at him with his hands down. Like he's like a B-Tech Anderson Silva. A good striker, powerful, mixes it up well, low kick, body head, body head. However, back of the head elbows. I know I'm not to cope like Alex Pereira, but back of the head elbows had Philly cut bad, the referee. But Andre Philly didn't protest it in the cage. If he'd have gone back of the head time and then you'd have seen the blood, they could have took a point off because he did it a couple of times. But Andre Philly is not as good as Vinicius Oliveira. I'd have loved to have seen it. I did pick Vinicius Oliveira, but Vinicius Oliveira is a very good guy. I don't think they should give him a ranked opponent just because there's this division so stacked. There's so many guys that deserve it. Nathaniel Wood, for example. But I just fear they can. This is a UFC fight night breakdown, but I'm a big Nathaniel Wood fan. I just fear that Nathaniel Wood's going to get shafted again. But they are doing a update to the rankings, so who knows what could happen there. We'll see tomorrow, I guess. In the UK, it says Monday night, but that's Tuesday morning for me. But yeah, I'd rebook the Giga Chikadze fight. Two guys on the verge of the rankings. Giga's been in the rankings, give the winner then a rank guy. Or I fear they're just going to chuck him in there against Josh Emmett, uh, Onam, or someone like that at the bottom of the rankings just because he's a fun striker. History at bantamweight, powerful guy, pretty easy to sell. But he looked good though, defended the takedown, nice little sweep out of it, like a backflip almost out of the takedown. But the body shot was worrying, and the fact that he's so heavy on his lead leg, that could have some problems in the future. Someone checks that low kick and they're a better striker than Philly. Could finish him there, and then he hit him to the body, and he just sort of just stood there, let him back off, let him build back into the fight. But no doubt his striking's incredible. But he is very hands down. He's kind of like a Yuri, hands down, charging at you, Anderson Silva type of fighter, telegraphing his shots, body, head, body. But he's very good, very powerful, and he's going to be hard to beat. But I don't think you should put him in the rankings. Give him Giga Chikadze. And for Andre Philly, I think he's just that guy. He's that Kutalaba. He just fights the prospects. Who knows? Maybe they give him like the winner of Alberto Montez and McMillan could take on someone like that. He's gonna have to take some time off. He took it on short notice. Uh, Knocked out pretty much. A lot of damage. He's only getting older, but he's for sure solid. A good test for these prospects. So yeah, Alberto Montez probably, as I think he's going to be Tommy McMillan next for Philly. Or they could do like a what's his name, Larian Douglas, someone like that. Who knows, Rahiki even. But he is the gatekeeper, like a Kutalaba. You beat Philly, then you're like, oh, this guy's good if he beats a Philly. But good win from Oliveira. I'm worried though when he fights better levels of comp, he could be put away as he's not very defensively sound, but very good striker, fun to watch, good performance. Give him either the bottom of the barrel rankings or Giga Chikadze. On now to the prelims where we had Andre Lima versus Kevin Borjas as the headliner of the prelims, and damn, big upset. Andre Lima fraud checked. Now we're looking back on it. Yeah, this is what Andre Lima does. He pressures forward, doesn't throw shots. Don't know why the pitch is not loading, but it doesn't matter. We'll just have it like that. Pressures forward, doesn't throw a lot of shots. Kevin Borjas on the back foot, once Lima threw his shitty jab or his shitty teep, he'd throw a combo, body head, body head. That's why he won 30-27 on the scorecards, landed the higher output despite being on the back foot. And like I said in the predictions, this isn't a minus 600 type of fight for a guy like Lima. Borjas is crafted. Only fought good comp, beat Ronaldo Rodriguez, looked good against Emmanuel Rodriguez. He's a crafty guy, and if you're not going to put him out there, he's not. Andre Lima doesn't have finishing instincts. Put out Borjas. Just look on Andre Lima's Twitter. The amount of cope he's doing is incredible. He clearly lost that fight 30-27, 29-28 at best. But he has said he's moving up to bantamweight. But no, the low blow, Borjas took the whole 5 minutes. He was seriously hurt, so fair enough. He didn't quit. Respectable. Went out there, but Andre Lima didn't try and finish him. Just pushing him up against the cage. Jab, jab, body, teep. He's too technically sound. where you're going to lose on the scorecards. Guys are going to get ahead of you. Just because he's on the back foot doesn't mean Borjas can't win. The combos, he outstruck him despite being on the back foot for the whole fight. I like the combos of Borjas, just quick shots to the head and the body whilst Lima was doing nothing despite being on the back foot. Got the win. Disappointed from Lima. I did pick Lima. I thought he'd submit Borjas. Didn't really try and take him down. But Borjas is a crafty guy and a difficult task for anyone. Joshua Van had problems with him. Guys like that. He's not just that guy. He's just going to steam through. But he got the win. Upset win. Not much to say really from Lima other than he copes and doesn't throw much. He's moved up to bantamweight, he said on Twitter. So for Andre Lima, I'd like to see him take on Hector Souza, some bum Dana White Contender Series guy. I don't rate Lima, just give him a step down in comp. Hector Souza, just a submission guy from Spain, one on the Contender Series, got a decision win in his debut. Someone like that, the bottom of the barrel of the bantamweight division. And for Borjas, let's not get too crazy now. He's 2-4 in the UFC, I want to say. I think we keep giving him these tests. He's like a filly and like a Kutalava. This is what Apex cards are for. You test out the prospects against the unks of the division. Some of them pass, some of them fail, and Lima failed. For Borjas, I want to see him take on Tumendembarel, that guy that beat Cody Durden with the funny name. Not funny name, that's kind of offensive, but Tumendembarel, that'd be a good fight. Like I said, Borjas is crafty for anyone. However, Lima, if Borjas is happy to be on the back foot, if he fights a better striker, he could put him out. A better submission threat could take him down. Numen Dembélé a good grappler. I think he'd probably take him down and win. But who knows? Borjas is crafty. That is what I'd do. Lima's moving up, coping like mad on Twitter. Zero output. Give him some bottom of the barrel guy like Heke Souza. And Borjas, crafty guy that fraud checks prospects. Give him another prospect in Numen Dembélé. Next was Bia Mesquita and Melissa Mullins, and this fight pissed me off. The fucking website still doesn't load. That's probably my shitty computer. But Bia Mesquita is she's not all that. She calls herself the Lady Goat. Well, you kind of have to know how to strike to be the Lady Goat. You're the Lady Goat of Jiu-Jitsu, but you're not the Goat of MMA. And I don't think she beats anyone good in the future. I really did not like that performance at all. She has her chin wide in the air. Melissa Mullins is not good as much as the UK bias. She's not good, and she cracked her on the feet. Dropped and Melissa Mullins. Why are we following? Yes, you can call her the Lady Goat of Jiu-Jitsu. Why are we following the Lady Goat of Jiu-Jitsu to the ground? She's got 2 submission wins. She's a great grappler. Off of her back as well. Typical Jiu-Jitsu submission. Got the armbar on Melissa Mullins. She was on her way to knocking her out. There's not much else to say. Melissa Mullins backed her up. No, she was on the back foot. Melissa Mullins had her hands down, which is respectable. As Bia Mesquita's got no offense on the feet. Crashed into the pocket, Mesquita did, with her chin wide in the air. Melissa Mullins countered it with right hand, sat her down. She followed her to the ground. She should have stood up, didn't stand up. Mesquita locked in the armbar. Another fluke win for Mesquita. And she's in number 13. She called her Ellen Perez. I think just give it Ellen Perez. I don't like Ellen Perez either. It's a win-win. One prospect's going to get fucked off from the top of the division. I think Alien Perez probably knocks her out. Mesquita, unless she makes major improvements. Her striking is dog awful. Melissa Mullins, I think you should cut her. Just keep her some bottom of the barrel WMA prospect. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Yeah. Disappointing from Mesquita. Oh, I forgot to say, Andre Lima, you cheat. Grabbing the fence 3 times. But, yeah. Disappointing from Melissa Mullins. What can you say, Why are you following a jiu-jitsu specialist to the ground? Stupid. Should have stood up and probably would have knocked her out. Next was Alan Nascimento versus Mitch Raposo. Loads now. Great. This fight was dog shit awful. Fucked both of these guys. I thought Nascimento was a dog on the feet. Turns out he's not. But what can you do when Mitch Raposo is your opponent, the king of throwing less than 30 shots around? 17, 20, 17. Boring first 2 rounds. Raposo would stay at range, just popping the jab. Nascimento's getting outstruck by Mitch Raposo. What can I say? You're not a real prospect. Was he the favourite? He was, yeah. Nothing really happened in the first 2 rounds. Raposo would throw jabs at Nascimento. Nascimento would shoot the odd takedown on Raposo. But because Raposo's a good grappler, like I said in the predictions video, this is either going to be an early submission win or it's going to be a dog shit striking battle. And it was a dog shit striking battle. Both guys countered each other. This is always what happens when grapplers fight grapplers. It turns into a dog shit striking bout. And Raposo won the first 2 rounds. Arguably could have been a draw or Nascimento because round 1 and 2 there was not much in it. Round 3 was clearly Nascimento's. pressured him early. Finally, we saw some striking presence from Nascimento, dropped Mitch Raposo, but instead of maybe standing up and trying to finish your guy that you rocked, he just laid on top of Raposo. Raposo kind of held him down. Nascimento didn't do much, didn't improve his position, didn't try and posture up and land ground and pound, kind of just laid on him. Raposo just survived and won a 29-28 where he won rounds 1 and 2 pretty comfortably. There wasn't much in it. That's why you're going to lose fights. You're going to get these robbery decisions if you're going to go out there and throw 15 strikes, 20 strikes, and 17. I can't be angry for Nascimento. I can't argue that it was a robbery when you're so boring on the first 2 rounds. Round 3, Nascimento clearly won. Just a dog shit. Both guys are dog shit on the feet. Defensively sound grappling wise, and Mitch Raposo called out Brandon Moreno. What are we doing? Brandon Moreno's dog shit nowadays, but it's still easy to beat Mitch Raposo. Edgar Chairez as well. They could do that, and UFC Noche. It's a free win for Edgar Chairez probably. No, I don't fucking know. I wouldn't want to see Mitch Raposo in the rankings. He's dog shit. I don't like him, but he keeps winning, so he's gonna have to have a step up in comp. I'd give him Joseph Morales, guy that's coming off of 2 submission wins over Matt Schnell and someone else who I forgot, some bottom of the barrel guy. But Matt Schnell last time out submitted him. Give him Mitch Raposo. Hopefully he just beats Mitch Raposo. Nascimento, I don't know. Some bottom of the barrel flyweight, maybe the winner of the if Ode Osborne beats Durden, because he's already beat Durden, or he could just do Hyung Sung Park, that prospect that lost to Tyra. Hopefully he knocks him out, new progging contender. This was a boring fight. Both guys are defensively sound in the grappling wise, but neither can strike. Nascimento dropped him in the 3rd, and Raposo survived to win, but do not do. If Mitch Raposo versus Moreno happens, nuke the whole division. Next was Michael Aswell versus Gaston Bolaños, and Michael Aswell. I picked you. You saw my tweet. I said Michael Aswell and Andrew Lima were the locks of the card, and they both lost. So I'm never doing that again. Locks don't exist anymore. MMA is too weird these days. It's not loading. We'll have to go back to that. But Gaston Bolaños did enough to win a 29-28, in my opinion. Round 1 was close. You could argue it should have been split. Maybe a judge could have gave round 1 to Aswell. But Bolaños landed the more damage, more pressure, higher output, mixed in the striking with the body kicks, the low kicks, whereas Aswell just plodding forward with his jab straight, hook occasionally. Round 3 was a good round for Aswell. Clearly won round 3, but Bolaños is maybe I underestimated him. Aswell isn't that good to be a big favourite, just because I think he's kind of that because he survived against Luke Riley. Luke Riley had an off night, didn't KO him, I suppose. He's defensively sound as well, but Bolaños did well in the new division. He's clearly fits the 45 more than 35, bulked up. He's look at the frames. Bolaños is a more thicker guy. I know that doesn't mean much, but yeah, not awful lot happened here. Bolaños it was just a battle of 1-2s in the pocket. Bolaños won the exchanges, mixed in the body kicks, pretty not low output, not much technical ability, just dogging it out on the feet, 1-2s. But Bolaños would mix in the kicks, backing up as well with more the pressure in rounds 1 and 2. But as well come out there heavy in the 3rd, trying to put him out. I can respect that. Had Bolaños backed up bad against the cage, teeing off on him. But Bolaños survived. He's pretty durable, to be fair to him. But neither guys are too crazy. I was high on the Aswell train this week because of his Luke Riley performance. I watched it back. He looked pretty solid. I thought he'd dispose of Bolaños pretty easily, but I was wrong. And yeah, whoever betted on Bolaños, you've made a good chunk of change because he was a big underdog. But I don't see nothing crazy for these 2 guys. Both guys are mid on the feet. Some decent strikers will knock them both out. Aswell's both guys have solid chins, but their output isn't great. Technicality, they're not great. For Aswell, I'd book him with Ricky Tercios, cut the loser. Both guys are bottom of the barrel. No, that's harsh. But I'd do him Ricky Tercios, trying to rebuild Aswell. It's a winnable fight for Tercios. He's got some crafty grappling. Aswell tends to survive against grapplers. No, he doesn't. Actually, Aswell's lost to Bolaños. Fuck it. Do Aswell versus Tercios. And for Gaston Bolaños, I say you give him a big jump up, but it's more to rebuild this guy. Do him versus Chepe Mariscal. They kind of look similar. No, he looks like Elias Poor, actually. That doesn't make sense. Chepe Mariscal, crafty grappler, dog on the feet. That'd be a good striking battle on the feet. Mariscal will probably try and take him down. But that's kind of more to rebuild Chepe Mariscal against the guy that's 1-0. Just lost to Pat Sabatini. Try and build him up. I like Chepe Mariscal. Get him back in the win column. But if Bolaños wins, we've got a new talent at 145. He is technically 1-0 at 145. Didn't have the greatest success at 35. But this fight was okay. just a striking battle. But as well, Val struck rounds 1 and 2. Bolaños lost the third round. Next, we had Leon Shabazian versus Levan Chokeli, and Hall of Fame performance from Leon Shabazian. Give this man a top 15 guy next. Incredible performance. I wish they'd show the stats because he didn't land a single significant strike. As expected, I said the guy can't strike. He's a decent grappler against cans, and Chokeli's not a can. He can strike. He didn't even get to show it. Chokeli went out there, backed him up, 2 low kicks, had Shabazian stumbling up against the cage. And like I said, Shabazian's not a welterweight. He's fought at middleweight. He's 6'4". Look frail as anything in there. 2 hard low kicks from Chokeli. Rock Shabazian. Then he just backed him up against. He was just curling up into a ball against the cage. Chokeli just threw a couple of hook combos. The ref stopped it. Shabazian, that is the most pathetic performance in my life. I would put up a better fight, and I've never trained a day of mixed martial arts in my life. And Leon Shabazian, pathetic performance. I mean, look at him. He's just too big for the. He's a middleweight. You know, he's cutting too much weight. At middleweight, you could have some more. Look at the difference in physiques. That's just a tall, lanky guy. You've got to be like O'Malley, a proper slick striker, to be tall and lanky. And Shabazian's not that. Awful performance. There's not much else to say. I'd cut Shabazian. He doesn't deserve another chance. He already had his chance in the Contender Series years ago. Slammed out in 20 seconds. Do not give that man another fight. However, because of the privilege the Shabazians have, he'll probably get another shot. And for Chokeli, uh, let's not get too crazy. You know, he beat Shabazian. I'd say give him Victor Venezuela, that guy that beat, I don't know his name. Shit, some bottom of the barrel guy. But he's not good either. Victor Venezuela's 1-0 against the bad guy. So Chokeli, book that. Whoever wins, then we can call a prospect. Next was Caio Rosa versus Luana Santos, and as expected, Luana Santos wet blanketed Caio Rosa. Caio Rosa's grappling defense is dog shit once she gets taken down. Luana Santos knocked up 12 minutes of control time. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the fight. We're not allowed to in the UK. TNT don't get to show these two. He just sat on Caio Rosa for 12 minutes, won a boring decision. Nothing crazy to say. I can't say much as I didn't watch it. But Luana Santos out grappled her as expected. I picked Luana Santos, and for her, she's going to be in the top 8, 7 of the division. You know, they're going to do the re-ranking system, so she could be even higher. But I'd give her Joanna Santos. She's coming off of a boring fight against Macy Chiasson. That'd be a good fight for Santos. She's now going to be highly ranked. This is a big opportunity for Santos. I'd give her Luana Santos. She's a crafty woman at the top of the division. And then she could be in the line for near the top of the division. You know, the women's bantamweight is so inactive. The women at the top of the division don't fight. Like Aldana's number 6 and she's not fought in 3 years. Oh, come on now. No, 2 years. That's harsh. Good win from Santos. Rosa can't grapple. We already knew that. Santos is a good grappler. Just laid on her. Kind of boring, but, you know, she's hot, so we'll let her get away with it. And, yeah, give her Luana Santos. No, give her Luana Santos. Give her Yana Santos. Rosa, who knows? Yeah, give her Bia Mosquito. Just get rid of her permanently. Then we'll see if she's legit. That's a good step up. She'll be like number 10 for Bia. No, Bia Mosquito wants Helen Perez. I don't know what to do with you and Caio Rosa. I don't care. Shane Collins, Tanas Lovi. I didn't see that either. Collins pieced him up on the feet. People were saying it's a robbery. I don't know. This is awful analysis. I apologise, but I didn't see the fights, so I can't say much. Shane Collins seems okay. I'd say give him Ollie Schmid, the guy that got sent to, you know, as a fucking sacrificial lamb for Rahiki. Give him Ollie Schmid. Although, is he even a featherweight? I don't know. This is dog shit analysis. I'm not surprised I have no viewers and subscribers. But Tanner's lovely. I'd keep him around. Give him Zacchini, bottom of the barrel guy. Prove he's legit. And Collins, just some bottom of the barrel featherweight. Like an Ollie Schmid. Maybe Harry Hardwick. Who knows? On the return, that'd be a good fight. But, yeah. This card was good. Our picks were solid. Went 1, 2, 3, 3 and 1, 4 and 1, 4 and 2, 5 and 2, 5 and 3, 5 and 4, 6 and 4, 7 and 4, 8 and 4 on the card. Not bad. Couple of upsets. Sorry it took me so long to figure that out. Yeah, decent card overall. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and goodbye.